Hello guys, I welcome to all of you in this video lecture. In today's video lecture, we will check the integrability of difference of two integrable function. And for this, we will prove a theorem which states that if f and g are two bounded and integrable function on closed interval a comma b, then their difference function, that is hx, is fx minus gx, difference of two bounded and integrable function. It will be also integrable on the same interval, and the value of integral of hx is equal to the integration fx dx from a to b minus integration gx dx from a to b. So first of all, we will prove that if f and g are bounded and integrable, then their difference function is also integrable. And in the next part, we will prove this condition will also hold for the difference function. So suppose f and g both are bounded, then we know that their difference function is also bounded on the same interval, and let h is f minus gx, or we can write h like f plus minus g. And suppose p is partition of closed interval ab from x0 x1 up to xn, where x0 is initial point of interval and xn is the end point of the given interval. We also suppose that mi dash, small mi dash, capital Mi double dash, small mi double dash, comma mi and small mi are the bounds of the function f, g and h respectively in the ith subinterval, that is ii is equal to xi minus 1 comma xi. So these are the bounds of function f comma g comma h in the ith subinterval. And we also know that the minus mi double dash and minus capital Mi double dash will be the bounds of the function minus gx in the same subinterval, right? So in view of these bounds, we get this inequality where small mi dash minus capital Mi double dash will be less than small mi, and this small mi will be less than equal to capital Mi, because small mi and capital Mi are the infimum and the supremum value of function h. And because small mi dash minus capital Mi double dash is the lower bound, so it will be less than equal to the infimum value of hx. And similarly, capital Mi dash minus small mi double dash is the upper bound of function hx, so its value will be greater than the least upper bound, that is supremum of function hx. Now if we multiply this whole inequality with del xi and taking summation from I is equal to 1 to n, so we get this inequality, right? So from this inequality, we observe that the summation mi dash into del hi is equal to the lower Darboux sum of function small f on partition P. And similarly, summation minus mi double dash and del xi will gives us the upper Darboux sum of function g on the partition P. So this, from this term we get LPF minus UPG. This is the least upper bound, greatest lower bound of function h. So it is will be a summation mi del xi will be the lower Darboux sum of function h. And similarly, this inequality gives us this term gives us the upper Darboux sum of function h on the partition P. From this term, capital Mi dash is the upper bound of the function f. So we get UPF, and small m I double dash is the lower bound of function g. So from here we get this is equal to LPG. Now since epsilon is any arbitrary positive number and f and g are integrable, therefore we can choose a delta greater than 0 such that for any partition capital P with norm mu p less than delta, we have the UPF minus LPF will be strictly less than epsilon by 2 from the theorem necessary and sufficient condition. So we use this inequality with the help of necessary and sufficient condition for Riemann integrability. Similarly for function g, because g is also Riemann integrable, so their upper Darboux sum minus lower Darboux sum must be less than epsilon by 2. Now from above inequality we conclude that the UPH minus LPH will be less than equal to UPF minus LPG minus LPF plus UPG. And because UPF minus LPF is less than epsilon by 2 and UPG minus LPG also less than epsilon by 2, so this whole inequality will be strictly less than epsilon. So from here we conclude that the upper Darboux difference of upper Darboux and lower Darboux of function h is less than epsilon, and therefore by necessary and sufficient condition h is Riemann integrable. Now we will prove the second part of the theorem. Since f and g both are the integrable and epsilon is an arbitrary positive number, therefore using Darboux's theorem there exists delta greater than 0 such that for all partition P with norm mu p less than delta, we have the upper Darboux sum will be less than the upper integral f x dx plus epsilon by 2, or the integral value plus epsilon by 2. So we use this by Darboux's theorem. And similarly from the Darboux's theorem we can conclude that LPG will be strictly greater than the integral value of gx minus epsilon by 2. Also for the integral h dx from a to b will be less than the upper Darboux sum of h for any partition with norm p is less than delta, and mu p we already the mu p h will be less than the UPF minus LPG. We already proved this one, right? So this is we obtain this from here, because from this one UPH is less than equal to UPF minus LPG, right? So we use here, and this UPF is less than integral f dx plus epsilon by 2, and similarly this is greater than, so minus LPG will be strictly less than minus integration g dx plus epsilon by 2. So in place of minus LPG we use this term, so it will be less than integration f dx minus integration g dx plus epsilon by 2 plus epsilon by 2 gives us epsilon value here, right? Since epsilon is an arbitrary number, so we can take epsilon as small as possible, very close to 0. So from here we can conclude that the integral value of h dx from a to b will be less than equal to integration a to b f dx minus integration a to b g dx. Now if in place of f we use minus f and minus g, then the minus f minus g will be equal to minus h. So if we take these value in this inequality, so we get integration minus h dx less than equal to integration minus f dx minus integration minus gx dx. right? So if we multiply this inequality by minus sign, so inequality less than inequality will be converted into greater than equal. So multiply this by minus 1, so we get integration s dx greater than equal to integration f dx minus integration g dx. Now suppose this is inequality A and we get this is inequality B. So from A and B we conclude that the integral h dx from A to B will be equal to integral f dx minus integral g dx from A to B. So this completes our proof. So from here we conclude that if f and g are two Riemann integrable function, then their difference function is also Riemann integrable, and the integral value of difference function is equal to the difference of their Riemann integral.